Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline and in today's video I will be giving you my review, swatches, comparisons and this eyeshadow look using the brand new eyeshadow palette from Huda Beauty. It's called the Mercury Retrograde. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I hope that you will consider to subscribe to my channel and ring the post notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, come and check my Instagram. And now, if you want to know more about this Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde eyeshadow palette, then just keep on watching. Today we will be playing with the brand new Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I just received it on the mail. It is here. It just arrived in the mail. It comes in this really cute bubble wrap type of Ziploc bag. Okay, so let me show you the palette. And actually this right here, it is the Unicard. Look at that. It's just so amazing. I love how holographic it is. It reminds me, you know, those beach bags that they are transparent, plasticky, and you know they have all the shifting colors. It is the same type. So anyhow, let me just open it up here with you. This palette right here, it is made in Italy. It will be good for 12 months. That's the shelf life. It comes with 18 different shades and there are actually 4 different textures on this palette. This palette also comes with 16.1 grams of product or 0.56 ounces of product. So here you go. Let me show you when you take it out of the box. There you go. There's Huda Beauty. I know some people, they don't like that Huda Beauty. She puts always her face in there. Some people, they think it's too kind of like narcissist at first. But I like it. I mean, I think she's beautiful and it's her brand. Why not? So here it says Mercury Retrograde Huda Beauty in silver. So very like cool type of looking. And this is a plastic type of packaging, but I actually like it. And it's interesting because I have seen Nabla Cosmetics coming out with these small highlighters and using that type of packaging, and Nabla is an Italian brand too. And talking about that, also Hourglass. So the Hourglass Gloss palettes, I mean, it's not completely clear. This is more of kind of like an ice type of, you know, like frosted type of packaging, but also plastic. These are also made in Italy. I mean, just I wish they could have done this type of packaging. I mean, the clear type of thing is really cool. And then actually the plastic has a shade of kind of like a lilac or purpley color. Very, I don't know, it's just very nice. Ooh, and look. I don't know if you like this, but I love to do these things. So here's the protective thing. Oh, voila. Okay, there you go. So like I was saying, this comes with 18 shades, and I'm praying that it doesn't come broken, because if you have watched my video that I did the review of the mini new Nude Obsessions palettes, 2 of them came broken. So let me open it up. Okay, so it's kind of like a clasp and it seems to be in good condition. So let me just show it to you right here. It is gorgeous. There you go. And those are all the shades. And then the palette comes with a really generous size mirror. I really love this packaging. It's so nice. And here it is. Take it out. Brand new, and it looks gorgeous. It really looks gorgeous. Okay, so this palette right here costs $67, so it's not a joke. It's expensive. And I mean, all her large 18-pound palettes, they are that price. It is currently sold out at Huda Beauty's website, but it's gonna become available on Sephora. I think it's October 31st, and that is good in a way that is coming on October 31st, because November 1st it's starting the holiday bonus event, which I did a recommendations video a couple days ago, and so it's going to be available at Sephora. So Rouge Tier, November 1st, they will be able to get this palette with a 20% discount, which is, you know, a really nice discount for that matter. And then obviously BIBs and insiders, they have other dates. but you will be able to get it if you're interested, you know, on the dates that you can get it for sale. So we have here, like I said, 18 shades, and on Huda's website says that features 9 battery mattes, 6 high shine creamy metallics saturated with electrifying pearls, 1 glitter powder charged with glass pearls and silver sparkles, and 2 sheer multi-reflective shadows for a multi-dimensional glow. So the sheer ones, they're more kind of like a taupe shade, and then that 1 glitter powder shade, it's called Nebula, and actually that's the one that it's she mentioned it on her launch video, that this shade right here, it is something different, something like new, at least for her brand, and new formulation. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and start swatching these beauties. I also want to know the details on the names. I'm not sure if you're able to see in the camera, but each of the names in the palette right here, they are also that shifting type of finish. So I mean, the whole thing is so cohesive, like the entire design. Anyhow, let's start first with Cosmic, Utopia, Ultraviolet, Nebula, Mercury, Haze, Off Balance, Galaxy, Libra, Crash, Momentum, Supermoon. Momentum is kind of like a lighter shade, and you didn't swatch fully all the way. Vortex, Hot Mess, Supernova, Karma, Gold Bleach, Frazzle. So here are all the shades. Okay, now let's just start working on the eyeshadow look. First, I'm gonna go into the shade Crash. It has great pigmentation. Then I'm gonna go to the shade Libra, which is a pastel kind of lavender tone, and I'm taking it on my mobile eyelid. I'm gonna dip into the shade Hot Mess, and I'm gonna work it on my outer V. Then I'm gonna take it on the inner part of my eyelid. I'm gonna go into the shade Vortex, and I'm gonna deepen out my outer V. Now I'm gonna go into Ultraviolet. Now this is a very creamy shade. I'm gonna try to apply it dry. It's super creamy, so let's see if I apply it wet, if that will help me. Definitely this shade right here is best if you apply it wet. Then I'm gonna go into the shade Nebula. I'm very intrigued about it since Huda said that this is a new formula. Let me try to apply it dry. That's amazing. Let me see how it looks if I apply it with my finger. I'm very curious to try this shade right here. This is a taupe shade. I'm just gonna deepen a little bit my outer V and the inner part of my eye with the darkest shade in the palette. It's called Vortex. And with a clean brush, I'm just buffing the edges. For my lower lash line, I'm gonna be using the shade Off Balance. And then I'm gonna go with the shade Vortex, and I'm gonna take it as close as I possibly can to the lower lash line. For my inner corner, I'm gonna go into the shade Cosmic. With whatever is remaining on the brush, I'm just taking it on my brow bone. And just because I want to try Mercury, I'm just gonna take it right here on the inner part of my eyelid and out here. I'm gonna be finishing my eye look off cameras and be right back with you. And this is my final look. Now that I'm done with the application of my eyeshadow and everything else, I think it is the time to compare this Mercury palette with other Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes. I do have plenty of them, and I also want to compare it with one of the new Obsessions palette. Okay, let's just start from the beginning, I guess. Okay, so I mean, I have been checking each of her eyeshadow palettes, the large ones, the big ones, and I say maybe the one that you will find the most shades alike, maybe a little bit on this new nude palette. So let me put them side by side. I mean, I repeated twice or 3 times right now. Huda Beauty, I mean, the way that I see how she creates her large eyeshadow palettes, she's all into rose tones, into purple tones, into mauve tones. That's her thing. I mean, that is her thing. So let me just show you a couple shades that I think, I mean, they look close alike in the palettes, but they are not identical. Okay, let me just give you that. And obviously the new one, the Mercury Retrograde, has those beautiful teal aquamarine shades that are, you know, they're just different. So here we go. So the first two that, I mean, they are not the same, but they are a little bit alike. I'm having right here Lace from the new nude, and then right here I have Libra from Mercury Retrograde. Now Lace, it is a little cooler tone than Libra. Then I have here Secret from New Nude, and then Crush from Mercury Retrograde. They have 2 different undertones. The one from Retrograde, it is a lot more cooler in tone. Here I have Hot Mess from Mercury Retrograde, and then here Love Bite from the New Nude. Daydream from Nude. Cosmic from Mercury Retrograde. Pray from the New Nude, and Gold Glitch from Mercury. So this one right here has more of a pinky undertone. This one is more peachy. Karma from Mercury, and then Teddy from New Nude. Then I have here the Rose Gold palette against the Mercury one. As you can tell, this is more cooler tone. This has more rosy tones. So I really don't see any particular shades that are exactly the same. I mean, you can go with the gold ones. Those maybe, you know, but honestly, pretty much there's nothing too much alike between the Rose Gold palette and the Mercury one. I also have here Desert Dusk. So let's just put it side by side. Now Mercury, it is more cooler in tone than Desert Dusk. Angelic from Desert Dusk, and then Supernova from Mercury. Desert Sand, Momentum from Mercury. Utopia from Mercury, and Eden from Desert Dusk. And those right there are the shades that are more similar. Very interesting though, while I was looking to this palette right here, I noticed that this shade right here is called Retrograde. So I think Huda Beauty has a lot of these Mercury and retrograde type of, you know, thing going on in her life. I don't know. I'm just saying it because I'm like, oh, wait a second. Retrograde on a shade. Okay. And now from her new nude Obsession palettes, the mini ones, I think the Nude Light may be one that have a little bit more of an inspiration from these Mercury Retrograde. So I'm gonna go with this shade right here, and then I'm gonna compare it with Off Balance from Mercury. Then I'm going to this shade right here, and I'm gonna compare it with Utopia. So here is from the Mini Nude Light, and then Utopia, and then this shade right here with the shade Cosmic. So this is from New Nude, Mini Light, and then this is from Mercury Retrograde. So those are pretty much the eyeshadows that I have found a little bit of similarities. Again, there's nothing repetitive or exactly the same. There's just minor kind of like differences between them. And now going into a palette that is new into the market, but I find a lot of similarities. It is the CARLI BYBEL palette from ABH. Let me just show them to you side by side. So here you go. And basically I'm talking about the top row from ABH and CARLI BYBEL. I just find that you can get various similar looks with this palette and this palette right here. So let me just swatch them for you and let's see what are the true similarities between them. So first I'm gonna swatch Anastasia's, and then second will be the Mercury Retrograde. So this is Bali, ABH, and then I have Galaxy, Mercury. Galaxy, it is deeper in tone, a lot darker. Then here I have Bible from ABH, and then I have here Off Balance and Crash. The two last are from Huda. Then I have Mandala from ABH and Nebula from Huda. Cindy from ABH and Utopia from Huda. Move from ABH and Gold Glitch from Huda. Okay, my friends, so I think those are all the comparisons. As far as CARLI's palette, I think you can get some of the looks that you will get from Huda Mercury Retrograde palette with the ABH palette, but not all of them, obviously, because you will be missing those teal, turquoise shades, some of the purpley shades. I mean, there are some differences. That's I mean, we cannot negate that. And then as far as the color story of this eyeshadow palette, I really like it. It really attracted me. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wow. I know some people may think, okay, this is very pastel tone, this doesn't call for winter, but for me it actually does call for winter. I mean, if we think a little bit about, you know, the snow and, you know, the shades of like the ice, it's just kind of like that icy tone. And I know her inspiration is into Mercury Retrograde. And side note right there, I mean, I don't believe in so many, you know, things that things will go wrong in Mercury Retrograde, because then I will be living, what, 3 to 4 months out of the year, you know, just thinking that everything will go wrong. Instead, the way that I think is when Mercury retrogrades, it's kind of like when you're running, you know, and you're going faster than, you know, your competition, and you kind of like see, and then your mind kind of tricks you to think that the other person is just actually going backwards, but that means that you are moving forward in life. So I'm kind of that way. I'm kind of like, I just like to think that energy and our frequency, the way that we think, is the way that we attract things in our lives. So if we're like, you know, like having that negative connotation in our mind, then the frequency that we are, you know, trying to get between, you know, other people, or we're trying to attract, we instead just kind of like reject that. So anyhow, that's side note right there. But then I really love her, you know, like her thought about it, and even that she adventured into name it Mercury Retrograde, because it is again something that psychologically, you know, if you believe in astrology and all of that, you can be very, you know, immersed in that. So I think it was really adventurous for her to do so, but at the same time, it's like, okay, that's what she got inspired with, you know, the colors, the shades, and I think she did an outstanding job. Now, the look that I got with the shades that I got today, as you can see, is very purpley. So if you don't like purples and pinky tones, this palette will not be for you. Very simple. Why? I mean, like, you just have 2 pops of color right here, and then you do have a little bit of kind of your neutral shades right here, you know, but in most part is, you know, all this section right here is purpley pinky tones, but you still have a few neutral shades you can work with, some muted shades. And like I said, this is kind of like, I don't know, that refreshing icy type of winter for me. And I have been seeing a lot of this theme going on with other beauty brands, you know, coming up with these type of color stories. I mean, not exactly the same, but a little bit more cooler, but yet pastel-y. And I mean, I don't feel like it's an Easter type of palette at all. I actually feel like it's, you know, an icy winter type of palette. I don't know. That's the way that I see it. And then on the other side, if you got this palette, you know, as far as color stories, I mean, I hope that you can see it right here, but you can use it kind of like quads right here. It's kind of like, I don't know, I see it like there's some sort of organization right there, kind of like put it in little quads to make a good, you know, eyeshadow look without having to use so many eyeshadows. I did use as many eyeshadows as possible because I was trying to kind of test it out and see, you know, the fallout, how does it look, the ease of application, to give you kind of like my, you know, best kind of like review and first impressions of this palette right here. And then going into that, I think it has, the shades that I use have great pigmentation, and I think you were able to appreciate on the video that I didn't find out any patchiness with these shades, which usually purple, this is an eggplant purpley shade that it's very cool tone, and those shades right there, usually they are very hard to blend, and this wasn't the case. All of them were easy to blend, the ones that I use today, and I'm sure the easier ones, they will be easy to blend. These are right here, I don't know, I will have to try it and maybe check back with you. Maybe I can do another eye look using this shade right here, but all of the ones that I used today, they were easy to blend. For me, these shades right here are best applied with your fingers or with a brush that is kind of flatter. If you use natural hair brush, maybe better to pick up this type of formula and wet it to give the best pigmentation possible. I really like this formulation right here. That's our new formula. If you're new here to my channel, welcome to my channel. Sorry for the late welcome, but welcome here. I'm not a person that uses a lot of glitter. I just do not like a lot of glitter. And but this I find out that is a very fine glitter, and it has some type of adhesive to it. So the fallout that I had is not a lot. It's very minimal. That being said, you can use it, like for example, I did my face of foundation before I apply this. You can do it the opposite way. So first do your eye look and then go with your foundation so you can clean up any fallout. But I had been here for a little while because while I was doing my, you know, final look and putting the lashes on, I was also checking the palettes and, you know, seeing what I was able to find alike to this palette in terms of shades and comparisons. And I haven't had more fallout. I mean, I have very little, and because the glitter is so minimal, I mean, it's almost undetectable. Now, if you don't like any fallout at all, I will highly suggest obviously to use, you know, a glitter glue. That will be great. Also, on my applications, when I do these kind of first impressions reviews, I do not use a eyeshadow primer because I want to make sure that the shadows will show their full potential by themselves. So I use just basically concealer, and then I have set my eyes with setting powder. So they have really nice pigmentations, and I really love also the topper shades. This shade right here, it is beautiful. I use it today just a little, and I really love it. And this shade, it's gorgeous too, the gold one. So you can get a very nice neutral look even using like these 6 shades right here. Now the only thing, I mean, I know that we have this dark shade right here, and to be honest with you, I will not change much of this eyeshadow palette. I really love all the shades that I used today. But if perhaps I was to change just one shade on this palette, could be this one right here, the one called Crash, and maybe just kind of like move it right here, and then this move it right here, and then maybe create a deeper shade. Not necessarily, maybe like a cool tone brown, but darker, deeper, so that way it will give me a little bit more of versatility at creating or other eyeshadow looks without leaning too much into the purple. But then again, we cannot cross over that line of like, okay, there's an inspiration behind this palette, and we just have to be a little bit more understanding on that. The packaging, I really love it. I like it. Like I said, if you know, like Hourglass, they should have made something like this. I mean, clear and not foggy. I mean, sorry, I just went on again into a tangent. I love the packaging. I think it's really nice, and if you're able to see right here on her face too, if you move it in this direction, I mean, you can see Mercury right there kind of like shifting in shade. So I mean, the packaging of Huda Beauty is, I mean, for the most part, outstanding. Like, I really love it, and I do not mind to see her face right here on the palettes. I mean, I don't I think she's a beautiful, gorgeous woman, and why not? You know, it's your creation, it's what you're doing. I love it. My suggestion, if you're trying to pick it up, if you have the CARLI BYBEL palette and you're not into, you know, like creating so many looks and using so many eyeshadow palettes, you may not need this palette unless you're really like, you know, just crazy about, you know, these two shades right here and trying to use the toppers because they are honestly unique. And I don't know if I swatch these two right here when I was swatching the one from CARLI, but I will do it just because I'm sure you may be asking about this shade right here and this shade. What are they called? Jody and OA. And then here I just put ultraviolet. It is purple, and then Nebula also has a purple undertone. Where I'm gonna swatch them right here. So let me just do two tops are from CARLI's and two bottoms are from Huda's. So they are completely different. Okay, my friends, so I think this is it for this video. I hope you really enjoy it. If you did so, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share with somebody else that may like this type of videos. And if you have a little bit of a chance, please come and check my Instagram. I would love to grow my family there. It has been extremely hard with Instagram. I don't know, I thought it was going to be an easier platform to grow the family there, but it has been a little bit hard. So I would love for you, if you have the chance, again, go and check my Instagram, follow me if you can. I try to post close-up pictures or videos of each of the items that I'm reviewing too, so it would be great to see you there. And I would love to hear your comments, know what you're thinking about this palette, if you think it's something that is for you or something that is just like no, too repetitive. And you know, all your comments are so valuable for me and I love to read them all, so please leave your comments down below. And if you haven't done so yet, I think you're waiting too long. It's very easy and it's free. Just subscribe to my channel, look down this screen and you will find it. It is in red. It's a subscribe, very easy, just tap it. I will bring you great reviews right here, also hauls, unboxings and many other content. So please give me the opportunity to subscribe to my channel, and most important, do not forget to ring the post notification bell because that's the only way that YouTube will let you know whenever I upload new videos. And that's the way it goes, so just make sure you ring that notification bell, otherwise you will be missing on great content right here. Thank you so much again for your time, for being here, for your comments, and until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye!